Hey, let's talk about games. Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to another video talking about Inquisitor Martyr. Now, this is a little bit of a speculative video. I'd like to talk about the season system. As such, give a little bit of feedback and go through some thoughts and actually one primary concern that I've got about this feature. Now, previously when I talked about this, I've talked about what I consider to be the main strength, which is not having to restart your character every single time there's a season, which I actually think is one of the main disadvantages. We'll come back to that in a moment. So for anyone that's not actually familiar with how this works, basically the game gets longer every now and again. Obviously it's not got longer yet. We've not even got the rest of the Warzone implemented yet, so we don't have the actual let's say second half of the endgame tier, because we don't actually have the rewards to it. We've kind of got the grind but without the reward, so that's all very interesting. But then after that the game will get longer and we go into the next area with our pre-existing characters, and then we sort of do some more endgame, and then we go a bit further, and this will alternate over the coming years or however long the game goes for. So that's all very well and good and interesting, and it's a nice change and a refreshing change from the tradition. But I do have a little bit of a concern, and this has been something that's sort of gnawing away at me for a while, ever since I started seeing comments popping up that the low levels weren't having fun in the events, because characters get progressively more powerful as you level up, as you would imagine, and the events are basically complete X amount of missions. So the high levels do it really quickly, the low levels do it really slowly, they get frustrated, the high levels don't really find it interesting, but that's another topic altogether. But then you also have the players that have left mid-game when the Warzones were implemented. I don't think many of them even came back to check it out, because if you got bored after the campaign ended at level 28 or 30 or whatever level you were, and you're like, I cannot stomach getting to level 40 right now. Implementing a Warzone which is designed after you've put in another, I don't know, let's say 25, 30 hours, at least I'm aware of quite a few people that just haven't even got to the Warzone yet. So the end game is here, and you've got potentially people that aren't even going to experience that. And I'm really curious what you guys have to say. And I'm almost feeling like, I'm not trying to pressure the developers into it, but this is just my honest view, that this system does have a big potential pitfall, in that if you're trying to attract people back to this game that have had a break, then I really hope there is a catch-up mechanic or something that will prevent players from having this sort of void where if they do come back in, say I go on holiday, I go to Africa for a month and go on an extended vacation, and I come back and the Warzone's over and done with and we're in the next area and I'm miles behind, and there's an event running in the next area. I'm no longer participating in that potentially, because I'm in the wrong zone, and I'm a little bit concerned about this as to how new players are going to interact with it, because I already see the potential issues cropping up with these events being more tailored towards the end game, with the Warzone being end game but not really end game. It's more like a glorified event, but I don't know how long it lasts for. I don't want to do any speculation on that, but I'm curious what you guys think about the traditional season model to this, because obviously there is the advantage. There is the advantage of keeping your character and not starting again, but then there is the disadvantage of not starting again, meaning you don't have the whole player base at the same starting point every few months, which just allows you to take a break. I took a break from Diablo 3 for 2 years and came back and played a season with my friends straight away. Picked it up, knocked a bottle of beer over, and not a problem. Nice and easy, no hassle. Is that going to happen within Martyr? And is this feature actually going to be an obstacle to players coming back in future? I'm really curious. Granted, I don't fully understand the feature because we haven't seen any glimpses into a catch-up mechanic now, but I really hope this is something that the developers are already planning around, because it does look like they might have tied their shoelaces together on this one, and it might backfire. But again, this is preemptive, speculative. It may not even apply, but I'm really curious. Guys, what do you think about the season system as such? Do you like the idea of taking this character further forward, or do you actually miss having a fresh start every now and again? Really curious what you have to say, guys. Stay tuned for more videos. We're going to be doing some more Gladius guides this week, and I'll see you soon. Take care.